Next stop, Mr. Costa.
Dear friend, my apologies. I couldn't pick up before. What can I do for you?
Oh, yeah. All right. Look, Nathan, 20 years ago, Aidan was 7 years old. She disappeared, Nathan. She just vanished. We hired the best private detectives, the most expensive logistics. We paid that big money for him, but nothing. Money has never been a problem for me because of that inheritance I received. A privilege. Well, you know more than me about it. I just want to understand why. Who could have been capable of doing something like this to us? Abducting a child in the middle of the night without leaving any trace, any evidence. Why? I hate knowing they are out there getting away with all of this. The police said that they didn't find anything. Well, I kept seeing him in my dreams, Nathan. But I bet he's a strong man by now. Wherever he is, because I know he's still alive. I can't stop thinking that it had to be someone from inside the house, someone who knew us. Obviously. I know the detectives checked every single one of the members of the staff, and all of them had an alibi. But I have been checking all those files over and over again, and I cannot find who did it. 24 CCTV cameras, and the testimonies of the driver, the two guards, the Joao, the sheriff, Sophia the maid, and myself. No one saw anything. No one knows anything. My son disappeared like a fucking magic trick. That's the truth. That it is. Rebecca, I miss my wife, old friend. I have to tell you something. Well, it wasn't true, Nathan. Nathan, be my lawyer. You are also my friend, right? And I haven't been honest with you. Rebecca didn't die in that car accident when she was pregnant. The truth is, she was never pregnant. It was me. I am a transgender man, Nathan. I was afraid you could judge me. The people could judge me. That's why I never told you before. And that's why Rebecca and I moved to Tel Aviv, so we could have our child in peace, away from the people. And one day, when Aidan was just 5 years old, she went to the maternity center to get me a prescription. I let her drive. That night, I wasn't there. I failed her. Nathan, I failed her. This guilt kills me. Nathan, every day. She died in a car accident, no short after 8 and was missing. Oh, my heart. Like a fucking magic trick. Like a fucking magic trick. Nathan, I've dedicated my whole life to look for my son Aidan, and I will keep searching until there's nothing left in me. I'm the mother and the father of some old toys, pictures, and video. That's all I have. I watch them every day. It helps me to feel less empty and lonely, to feel less down, low battery, 5%, dying, Nathan. I'm going to die, and I need to tell you something else.
Mr. Costa, good afternoon.
Who are you?
My name is Laura, your nurse for today.
Oh, why are you wearing a different uniform than the other one?
Mr. Nathan Holloway hires a private agency. It seems no nurse can cope with you, sir.
Okay. No, I don't want nothing from him. No.
Sir,
No.
I'll leave it for you in the table.
Thank you.
Now, I know you won't like this, but it seems like your regular medication, we haven't seen any progress. So we will be increasing the doses of serotonin and risperidone. You should be feeling much better for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Please open your mouth.
Oh.
Thank you. Now close.
Oh.
You're doing really well, Mr. Costa. Now open up your mouth for me, please. Open your mouth. Tongue up. Good. Okay. Now I have to ask you some questions, if you don't mind.
I do.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you anyway. How
Well,
have you been sleeping? Have you had any nightmares lately? Any dreams about Laura? Aiden, your wife? Mr. Costa, it is very important for you to answer.
Right, I'm great. I'm great. I'm wonderful. I haven't had any nightmares. I haven't had any nightmares about my wife or my child or my life. I haven't had any nightmares of my wife's womb talking to me with a colorful background, splashing blood all over. No, can't you believe it? Or can you imagine I have something like that? I don't have nightmares, just dreams. I like seeing them. And I think the medication is working now. I wake up every morning happy, just calm, like no anxiousness, no anxiety. Myself, yeah, you can go now. Thank you. Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you.
Another nurse will come to see you tomorrow at 8. Please be ready.
Yeah. Sharp.
Good
Eight,
afternoon.
sharp. Dare you, Nathan? How dare you? Why didn't you tell me that you changed the nurses, huh? I hope you are paying for this. Yeah, sure. I don't like the new one. How's gonna be the next one, huh? I don't know. I don't like that uniform. Okay, Nathan. This is not how I imagine myself getting old. It was supposed to be the three of us together, living in some Mediterranean beach, building some a castle, sand castles on the seashore, drinking fancy cocktails. But instead, this is the way it turned out to be. There is nothing else I can do. Nothing. I can't do nothing except move on, joining them. My battery is dying, Nathan. Goodbye, my old friend.
Next stop, the eyes.
When I think about Mr. Costa, I think of boiling water trapped in this space, and you can see through, and it's like full of bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. And once I think all his life is this water, and it goes to his brain basically. And I thought about this empty glass and pouring the water into it. So this whole life full of loneliness and accidents, they're inside his brain. And I thought about eyes. So if I put an eyes inside, it cracks. And for me, that's the image that I have, how his heart breaks when Rebecca dies. And the second eyes is, well, basically the sound of his heart breaking because of his son is gone. And the eyes stays there in his brain, and all these dreams and everything, and then this eyes is completely stuck at the top of the glass, like a layer of hard things. And well, yet again, he's gonna kill himself. So I thought about an image and the cold snow coming down on him, pushing him down and down and down and down and down and down. Mr. Costa.
Next stop, Nora's nightmare.
Mom!
It's okay, hon. I'm here. Shh, it's okay.
I don't want to be like Mary. I don't want to be like her or end up like her.
Oh, Nora, no. Don't worry. You and Mary are completely different.
Really?
Your cousin was a troubled child, a middle child. Her parents didn't love her the way your father and I love you.
Why not?
I don't know, maybe if she hadn't grown obese, if she had gone to a dermatologist, something.
Is it true she never washed her hair?
Your cousin was a very special person with very special needs. Oh God, has so much I had have done for her, if only, just if only.
My auntie told me after the funeral that my cousin got pregnant after our date rape. And that's the real reason why she killed herself. She didn't want to bring another Mary into the world. And then she said that I was just like Mary.
Well, you shouldn't listen to what Auntie says. She's so prejudiced.
That's true, because if I were pregnant, I would never kill myself. That would be like killing the baby.
Oh, you'd talk to me first, wouldn't you?
Yes, because I want to have lots and lots of baby, all the babies I can, because then I will be loved forever.
Oh, Pumpkin, I love you so much.
So is it true I'm not like Mary?
No, Nora, you are the cutest bundle of love in the whole wide world, no matter what anyone says.
Next stop, Nora's baby.
Pumpkin, can we talk now?
Oh, yes.
I am so sorry I was upset at you before. It wasn't your fault and I apologize. It's just, it was such a shock. But I want you to know that your father and I stand behind you. We are not going to let anyone find out about this. We don't want you to suffer anymore. And we'll find a doctor who will take care of this. I won't let your life be ruined by this.
I'm keeping it.
Oh, honey. I know, this is difficult, but really, you're still just a child. There is so much that you have to live for. You don't want to be tied down by a baby. You have a future, university, boyfriends, a career.
I don't want to have boyfriends.
What are you saying? Of course you're gonna have a boyfriend, a lot of boyfriends.
I don't want any boyfriend.
What do you mean you don't want any?
I mean, I don't want any.
Are you trying to tell me something? Nora? It's okay. You can talk to me. Are you a lesbian?
Stop it.
Nora, it's okay. It's okay if you are. There is nothing to feel bad about. You know that I will always accept you, no matter what. You are my one and only, my baby girl. You know I'm on your side. But really, be reasonable. The baby has to go. What happens if it turns out, I don't know, deformed? If it's missing a leg or an arm or a nose or an eye? If it's brain damaged or mentally ill? Children of very young mother often turn out that way, and then what? Then you're stuck. Your life is ruined forever. You end up a single mother.
But it's my baby.
But it's not a baby. Not yet, really. It's just like a tumor. Pumpkin, I know how hard this all has been. And I'm so sorry, really. But now I'm gonna tell you something that I've never told you before. I think you are old enough now. So, when you were just a little girl, about 3 or 4, I was pregnant. And at first, I was all happy and excited. A new friend for you, I thought. A baby brother. I thought call him Torvald, like your father, so you will have been two little children with grown-up names. Hmm? Isn't that funny? Anyway, then your father and I had a long talk, and he helped me to realize that it wasn't the best time. Your father was out of work. I started smoking again. There were bills, the house loan, and if I had another child, I wouldn't have been able to give you all that I have. Like all the time we spent together, just you and me. And the little treats your father and I pick up for you. The Justin Bieber tickets, the Topshop outfits, all the restaurants and takeout. We just couldn't have afforded. It would have been a real strain and we all would have been just miserable. I admit I was a little nervous about the whole idea. I was scared. I just like you. But it was the right choice. And it was my choice. So I thought of the future. And once I came out of the doctor's office, well, Pumpkin, let me tell you, I've never felt so relieved, so good in all my life as I did after I took care of that little Torvald. And I have never regretted it since. The baby. You've got to be brave and do it. Just like Mom. Okay.
I don't want to.
Please, do it for me, for Mom.
I'm keeping it, Mom.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
You have that baby, and you find another home.
You can't take my baby away from me.
Too late for that. I made the appointment already.
Next stop, the evolution of pregnancy.
Motherhood is a universal language. After the egg has been fertilized, it begins to mature during the first week of pregnancy. You will probably conceive around the end of your second week of pregnancy. During the first days, the baby's sex and genetics will be determined. On the third week of pregnancy, it's likely that you don't even know you're pregnant yet. By week 5, the baby is already an embryo, about the size of a sesame seed. The embryo is changing and growing rapidly, and many structures are starting to shape. In 1 week, the embryo is capable of doubling their size and the folds in their head have started to form a face. Their facial features are already being determined. The heart has grown. Now it's a 4-chamber organ and it's already beating and sending blood through the system. The cells that will become the brain and nervous system line up and strip down the back of the embryo. The brain is one of the first organs to develop and the last to finish. These early stages of pregnancy can be fairly exhausting. There is so much happening physically with both you and the baby throughout the entire pregnancy. The baby's weight will increase 3 billion times. By week 9, the embryo skeleton has formed. But it's mostly cartilage at this point. The muscles are starting to grow, allowing the arms and legs to move around, but you won't be able to feel these movements yet. The embryo has now become a fetus. You are at the end of your first trimester. The fetus is very active, but too soon for you to feel anything. At this point, they can use their mouth, jaws, and tongue to yawn and swallow. A week after this, the ovaries and testicles are fully formed internally and externally genitals are forming. The fetus can now move their body. Their brains can send impulses to their face and body functions. The baby can already respond to your mood. At week 15, the fetus can hear your voice and may move in response. Taste buds are also working now, and babies can taste changes in the amniotic fluid. By week 17, female fetuses' uterus and vagina are finishing their development. At the beginning of the 5th month, some people start to feel their baby's movements. The size of the baby at week 20 is similar to a grapefruit. The babies are breathing, sucking, and swallowing constantly now. The fetus can become more responsive to the environment, reactive to sounds, and they are beginning to notice sounds that are more familiar. The baby is now learning the sound of your voice. By week 23, the baby has reached the size of a squash, and now you can feel punches and kicks. At week 25, they might enjoy moving and wiggling inside the uterus, as they are developing a sense of balance. Now they can differentiate which is up or down. At some point in the next 2 weeks, the baby will open their eyes for the first time. The folds of the brain will appear. The reactions become stronger and they are able to control their body. As pregnancy approaches the end of the 7th month, you are becoming closer to labor and delivery. Their eyes are starting to distinguish their surroundings and the difference between light and dark. By week 35, the baby is the size of a papaya. A big papaya. The baby is now very snug inside your uterus. There's less space, and although they can still flip around, they are more likely to roll and poke you. Inside their bowels, their first poo, which is like sticky tar, will come out after birth. At week 38, the baby is a big melon. The baby's brain, lungs, and liver continue to grow, which is one of the reasons why it's good to deliver as close to full term as possible. By week 40, the baby is the size of a watermelon or a pumpkin, and they are ready to survive in the outside world. Only 1 in 20 babies are born on their due date. Ready to say hi to your baby?
Next stop, Mary Poppins and Carmela de las Flores.
Where were you, Mary Poppins? Lock the door. Tell me, where were you last night? What madness were you doing while I was here waiting for you, with our child in my uterus? I called everyone. Everyone was looking for you. Speak! Stop playing the victim. Don't hide yourself behind your umbrella and tell me where you were. What did you do all night? I didn't sleep a wink, Mary Poppins, all night thinking about my uterus, thinking about your vagina, our baby.
It was Tuesday. You know I do my things on Tuesdays.
It's Wednesday already. Enough with your fantasy world crap, Mary Poppins. Where were you last night?
Oh, I was a few miles from here.
Kilometers, Mary Poppins. In centimeters, liters, Celsius. Where's your face mask? Where's your hat?
I lost them.
You lost them where? Don't you realize that dogs can smell them and the banksters can find you and lock you down? Is that what you want? And all the efforts we've done these past 3 months would have been for nothing. Where were you?
Stop asking me so many questions. I went out.
You know, my love, you can only go from here to Tesco.
I went to get a recipe.
What recipe?
Oh, the lemon pie.
That's a lie, Mary Poppins.
Well, yeah, it's a lie. I fell asleep.
I fell asleep? Where?
I fell asleep while I was watching the men cleaning the chimneys.
It's also a lie.
Yes, it's absolutely false. I don't know where I slept. I fell asleep, but I don't know where.
You don't know where you woke up.
Well, I think I slept in the house of some strangers.
Strangers, you say?
Yes, strangers, I said.
Strangers or someone you knew?
Oh, well, acquaintances.
You said they were strangers.
Oh, well, they were some lads from
West London.
West London.
Yes, from West London.
Who?
Oh, oh, the cousins of the chimney guy?
You are playing with fire because it was the same chimney guy who made the WhatsApp thread to search for you. So you can go back to work in that horrible house watching those horrible children.
Well, they won't say a thing.
How can you be so sure?
Well, they asked me for something in return for their silence.
What?
Well, to blow them off.
And what did you do?
Well, what they told to.
Mary Poppins, you are a slut.
Yes, I'm a slut, a slug, a whore, a witch, a nympho, a puta, a loose, a tramp. I'm a woman. Yes. I'm a woman.
I thought they'd find you and I wouldn't see you again without even thinking about our baby or my uterus. How can you be so inconsiderate to go out knowing you could be found without even thinking about our baby or my uterus? Without even having the least respect for my huge breasts that are filled with bursting milk? While you were drunk, sucking on some guy's cock, I thought I was going to have the baby all by myself without you. Kiss me. You smell like dick. Now, go and clean yourself up, Mary Poppins. Because I'm going to teach you how to make that lemon pie you love so much, and you will teach me how to prepare the afternoon tea while we discuss what we're going to do in Boxing Day.
Oh, I don't want to move away from here. I'm happy in this captivity with you, Carmela. Listen to me. I'm still in charge today.
Yes, Mary Poppins, you are.
So, I command you to look at me and tell me what you see.
The blue eyes of Mary Poppins.
What else?
A lonely lady who used to serve others that now has become an empowered woman and is also about to become a mother.
What else?
Your pale skin, your gauzy breasts, and that rounded hips, Mary Poppins.
And according to my rounded hips, what animal would I be?
A rabbit.
For you. And what do I do now?
Take off your clothes.
And what do you have in front of your eyes?
The vagina of Mary Poppins.
And how's the vagina of Mary Poppins?
Immaculate, clean, pink, magical.
What does Mary Poppins do to you?
She kisses me.
And now?
She commands me to eat her pussy.
And how do you eat it?
Better than any chimney guy could ever eat it. I eat it better than anyone. And what do you say to me, Mary Poppins?
Cunt. Eat it like a dog.
Yes, like a dog. I'm eating it.
Can we filthy slut? Tell me, puta. Tell me.
Filthy whore. Puta. Putissima.
Come me, bitch, you dirty slug, and hit me. Yeah, hit me. Hit me now. Hit me. Oh, yeah. Oui, yeah. Yes. My umbrella. My umbrella.
my Maggie Bug, the children, the Banksies, the chimneys, the animals, the wrong. Oh, the Banksies. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Let's come.
Oh, my sweet Mary Poppins. Your sweat reminds me of the scene of you leaving the house and how ungrateful that fucking family was with you, my love. Those children who you take care of as if they were your own. They didn't even say bye to you. And I suffered seeing your blue eyes full of tears and pains. You couldn't see it because you were trying to contain those tears and I couldn't bear it anymore. I was static, glued to the TV. And I threw you tissues and comfort words. I even made you a hot infusion to ease the pain because everybody in that fucking house at 17 Cherry Tree Lane was selfish and insensitive. They used you. They feasted on your motherhood like horses. And as soon as they were stuffed, they left you dry and lonely. That's why I came, mi amor.
I want to be locked in here forever. Here forever. Feeling your warmth and your wet legs. I don't want to know anything about the world.
Poppins, I think I just wet myself.
Really? Let me see. Carmela, I think your water just broke. Your vagina, Carmela. Our baby, your amniotic sac, Carmela. The hot compresses. The midwife, Carmela. I call her. Yes, yes. Oh, it's too late. I'm gonna do it now.